Hello everyone, I'm Landon Schlungen. Welcome back. Today we are going to learn basic JavaScript by building a role-playing game. I haven't done this before. It looks like we're going to work with arrays, strings, objects, functions, loops, if-else statements, and more. So more review, and I'm sure there's going to be some new things in here as well. Let's start the project. There's a ton of challenges in this one. There's like 170, so it'll probably be like an hour-long video. We'll see. Looks like this is what we're going to be building. We're going to integrate HTML with JavaScript, so that should be interesting. Let's start coding. All right, step one. It's a powerful language to build websites that are interactive. Okay. To get started, we're going to create an HTML boilerplate, add doc type and all this stuff. All right, so we're going to combine HTML and JavaScript. This should be fun. All right, first off, we need this doc type. And I don't really want to. Do I remember how to do this? Kind of do. I'm just gonna check my code and then. Okay. First of all, we need this doc type thing. Doc type. Why don't they just give me the whole thing? Come on, man. Head and body. HTML needs a lang attribute. We need a meta element inside of the head. Does this have an opening and closing tag? I don't think so. We need a char set equaling UTF-8. We need a title inside the head. Title should be RPG. Okay, now what? I need a link, of course, to my styles. There's the link, and then finally we need a div with an ID inside of our body, within our body. There we go. Let's see if that's right. Yay! Cowabunga! Submit and go to the next challenge. Now we can start writing our JavaScript. Begin by creating a script element. Yep. Okay, script. This is where we're going to put all our JavaScript. Okay. One of our most powerful tools is the developer console. Depending on your browser, it might be opened by pressing F12 or Control-Shift-I. On Mac, it's Option Command C, and select console. All right, the developer console will include errors. Yep, add a console log hello world line between your script tags. And then click the console to open up the console. You should see the text hello world. All right, there's the console for that. You can also open it with, I guess, F12 or Control-Shift-I. Yeah, there's Control-Shift-I. Here's the console. We can actually look on it right here, and there it says Hello World. There's a lot of errors, as you can see, on this website for some reason, because something's getting blocked by the client. But anyway, we'll just use this console. It's much more simple to use. Let's check our code and go on to the next challenge. But before writing your project code, we should move to its own file. Okay, we're going to move this console log, and instead we're going to empty our script element and set a source attribute. Source equals ./script.js. Let's see if that works. It does. All right, now we're in our separate file. Remember that we can use the tabs to switch between files. We can add console log here and it will work the same way. If we open up console, yes, there it is. Okay, step 6, we're going to begin writing our project code. We learned how variables work. We also learned how to initialize variables. Use let keyword to declare a variable called xp. All right, let xp equal 0. Initialize another variable called health. Let health equal 100 and gold equal 50. There we go. Create another variable called current weapon index equaling 0. Declare a variable called fighting, but do not initialize it with variable or with value, I mean. So I'll just go let fighting. Okay. Declare 2 more variables, monster health and inventory. Let monster health and let inventory. We're going to, inventory is going to be an array containing stick. Okay. It equals an array containing the word stick, like so. Monster health doesn't have anything, I guess, so it should be fine. In our role-playing game, users will be able to track their stats, buy weapons, and fight monsters. Before we can continue, we need to first create the HTML elements that will display the game information. Alright, so we need to create 4 div elements within your game element. We need 4 divs inside of here. Okay, div with ID in order. Stats. Then we need controls, monster stats, and text. Okay, it should be pretty easy. Create 3 span elements within our stats. Span, they need an ID, or no, text. Give each of them class. Then give the first one the text XP0. Class of stat, okay. Class equals stat. And then it should have XP of 0 inside. And then we need health of 100 and gold of 50. Okay, beautiful. Move on. Wrap the numbers 0, 100, and 50 in span elements. Okay, so these ones have to be in spans. Wait, no. Okay, yeah, wrap 0, 100, and 50 in span, and wrap those new span elements in strong elements. Oh god. Okay, so strong here, and slash strong. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. So let me just copy that, and then we just need to put 150 here. And then we're probably going to need like an ID on these as well. Yeah. Then give our new span elements ID values of XP text. Okay. ID equals XP text, health text, and gold text. Span. We just copy this. XP text, we need health and gold. It should be fine. Yes, beautiful. For our controls element, create 3 button elements. Okay, so button, the first should have an ID of button 1, and text go to store. Go to store. We need 3 of these. Next one is button 2, and then probably button 3. Yeah. Go to cave and fight dragon. Okay, should be good. You can see it showing up here. JavaScript interacts with HTML using the document object model. Yep, so we can interact with our HTML using JavaScript. Example code, we select our H1s and we can do something with it. Note that H1 is a string and it matches the CSS selector that you would use. Right now we don't have any H1s inside of our HTML, so we're probably not going to be using that. We're going to instead use our ID. Okay, so create a button1 variable. So let button1 equal, and then we're going to use document.querySelector. And we're going to assign it with the ID of button1. So it's going to be prefixed with a hashtag. So it's very similar to CSS in that respect. So we have to go hashtag button1 because button1 is the ID. If you remember in index.html, ID is button1. So therefore we have to use hashtag button1 in our query selector to get that element. And that is correct. Okay, but we've run into a slight problem. We're trying to query a button element, but our script tag is in the head of our HTML. It actually has to be in the body. Yeah, it should be in the body. So we're just going to place it. So yeah, to move this down easy, we can hold down Alt and the down arrow and just move it down a couple times to the body. and just before the closing body tag. So actually we want it all the way down. All the way down right there. There we go. Should be good. Button 1 is a variable that is not going to be reassigned. Okay, so if you're not going to reassign it, then we should use const instead of let. Should be good. Use query selector to get the other two buttons. Alright, so just have to change 1 to 2 and 1 to 3. Good to go. Similar to stats elements, your monster stats element needs two span elements. Okay, and they're probably going to have strong, and yeah. So I'm just going to copy this gold one and make sure to tab it over. We need first one to have monster name, and the second text to be health, ID of monster name, ID of monster name. I don't think it needs anything inside of here. Yeah, nothing inside of here. Okay, now we need another one. Next one is health, and it should be monster health, like so. All right, beautiful. All right, give our text the following text. Copy, paste, should be good. Now we need some quick styling. Start by giving a body a background color of this. All right, let's make it look more beautiful. Background color of hashtag 0A0A23. I think that's like the FreeCodeCamp color. Give the text element a background color of that. All right, so hashtag text, background color, again with this color, and give it a color of white so that we can actually see it. Hashtag FFFFFF, and a padding of 10 pixels, like so. There we go. Step 23, give your game a maximum width of 500 pixels. All right, hashtag game, give it a max width of 500 pixels. Maximum height of 400 pixels. Set the background color to white. Hashtag FFFF, and give it a color of white as well. Yeah, because now we can't see the text. Use margins to center it. Okay, so margin, we need top margin to be 30 pixels, bottom to be 0, and left and right to be auto. So I think we can do 30 pixel auto and 0 pixels. I think that works, and give it a padding of 10 pixels. Padding of 10 pixels on all sides. Check, yes, that does work, beautiful. Using a selector list, give both your controls and stat elements a border of 1 pixel solid. Okay. All right, controls and stats, whoops. Controls and hashtag stats. We need a border of 1 pixel solid. This color. Should probably be using variables for that at this point, but oh well. Text color, also this. And then a padding of 5 pixels. All right, there we go. Beautiful. Give our monster stat elements the same border, padding, and stat elements. Let's grab this. Give it the same border, and I put it here. Let me just copy this here. The same border and padding. Set its color to white, and then give it a background of this. Okay. A background color or just background? Doesn't matter. Maybe not. All right, for now, hide our monster stats element with the display property. Okay, so we can do display of none, hide it. Okay. Let's move on. Next, give our stat elements a padding right of 10 pixels. So dot stat, padding right of 10 pixels. Move on. If FreeCodeCamp is getting slow, you can always just refresh and then it should reset everything and make it faster. Finally, you will need to add some styles for your buttons. Start by setting the cursor property pointer. So, on what though? On our buttons. So button, cursor, pointer. Then set the text color to this, of course, again, color, and then background color to be hashtag FEAC32. Then set background image property to linear gradient. Oh, okay. Background image on our buttons. Interesting. Background image to be linear gradient of these two. Lastly, set the border to be 3 pixels solid. Again, this orange color. Oh, look at those beautiful buttons. All right, let's move on. Just like we did with our buttons, we're going to create variables for text, XP text, health text, full text. All right, remember to declare them with the const keyword. Okay, so let me just copy this down. We're going to go Control D to select both of them at once, and we're going to call them text. And let me just copy this down a few more times. So we need XP text, health text, gold text, monster stats, and monster name. So instead of text, we're going to do XP text. Again, just double click it and then do Control D to select them both at once. And then we'll go health text. Double click, Control D, gold text. Control D, we need monster stats. Control D, monster name. All right, that should be it for that one. Finally, use query selector to get the monster health element. Because you have already declared a monster health variable earlier, you need to use a different variable name for this element. Where have we used monster health? Oh, up here. Okay, so we're going to use monster health text. Wonderful. So instead of monster name, we want monster health, except for on this last one, monster health text. All right, wonderful. In the previous project, we learned how to create a function like so. Create an empty function named goStore. Function goStore. Let's move on. For now, make your goStore function output the message that. Okay, so return going to store, to the console. Whoops. Okay, so instead of return, we're going to go console.log. Console.log going to store. Now create a goCave function. Function goCave. That's going to print going to cave. Console.log going to cave. Move on. Now create a fight dragon function. Fight dragon. Console.log fighting dragon. Move on. In the previous project, we learned how to work with single line and multiple line comments. Add a single line comment for initialize buttons. So I can do Control/ to add those automatically, and then we can do initialize buttons. Initialize buttons. Hopefully I spelled that correctly. Yep, okay. Button run represents your first button element. Okay, what do we have to do here? All right, here's how we're going to interact with our buttons using JavaScript. We can do our button1.onClick. So as long as it's a button, we should be able to do this onClick property because it's on buttons. And so we can go button1.onClick, and then we can equal that to a function. And if it equals a function, then it will do whatever that function is when it's clicked. Okay, so the function we're going to do is goStore because that's our first button. And so there we go. It references that function. Let's check this code. It does work. So now if I click on, let me see, if I go to console and I click on go to store, then it prints going to store because that's what that function does. If we see down here, going to store, and when we on-click it, then it will call its function. All right. Set the on-click properties to button 2 to go cave and fight dragon, respectively. Okay, so button 2 on-click and button 3 to on-click. We need go cave and fight dragon. Let's see if that works. It does. All right, in this step, we can use inner text to control the text that appears inside of our HTML. For example, we can grab our div or paragraph and we can change its inner text from whatever it was to some different text like hello world. All right, so for this challenge, when a player clicks go to store, we want to change the buttons and text. So we're going to remove the code and add a line that updates the text of button 1 to say buy 10 health and 10 gold. Oh, buy 10 health is 10 gold. So we're going to go button 1 dot inner text equals buy 10 health for 10 gold. Seems about right. So if I now hit this, it changes its text. Now add a line that updates the text of button 2. Okay, button 2 dot inner text equals buy weapon for 30 gold. And then button 3 has to be go to town square. By the way, semicolons are pretty much optional in JavaScript. It will work without them, but it's obviously good practice to just be consistent and use them. All right, so now go to store, then all 3 of these change. All right, let's move on. We also need to update the functions that run when the buttons are clicked again. In our go store function, update the onClick property for each button to run buy health, buy weapon, and go town respectively. Okay. Okay, in this function, update onClick property. Okay, so I have to do this again inside of go store, I think. No. Oh, this should be buy health. Oh, okay, I see. Because it's going to be doing something else, although we haven't declared these functions yet. All right, this should be buy weapon. Because, yeah, of course, here we're buying health, here we're buying a weapon, and here we're going to town. All right, wonderful. All right, now we need to modify our display text, change inner text to be you entered the store. Wait, where's that? Change the inner text of the text variable. Oh, okay, so text dot inner text equals you enter the store. Ah, I see. You enter the store. So now go to store. Oh, I thought it would change this. I thought it would, but maybe not. Text is up here. I wonder why that didn't change. It's correct though. Create 3 new empty functions. All right. It should be buy health, buy weapon, and go town. Let's move on. Move our go town function above your go store function. Then copy and paste the contents of go store into go town. All right, we're going to grab this, paste it above, and then we're going to copy and paste all this into here. Let's move on. Inside of our go town, we're going to change the button's elements inner text to go store, move to cave. Makes sense. We're just kind of resetting it back to what it was. Go to cave and fight dragon. Update the onClick to be go store, go cave, and fight dragon. And then change the inner text to be this instead. Okay, go to store. Okay, it does actually change it. And go to town square. And it changes that. Okay, beautiful. Let's go. You need to wrap the text store in double quotes. Okay. Because your string is already wrapped in double quotes, you'll need to escape the quotes around store. Okay, you can escape them with backslash. Yes. Okay, so wrap the text store. Which store? Go to store, this one. Is that it? And double quotes within your text inner text line. Oh, store here. Okay, so I need to go backslash quote and backslash quote. And now that should be store. Here we go. Let's go. You have repetition and go town and go store functions. Repetition is a sign that we need another function. All right. So function parameters as placeholders. Yes, create an empty update function. Function update. And add a location parameter. And I don't think we're doing anything with it quite yet. Maybe in the next challenge. In our role-playing game, you'll be able to visit different locations like the store, the cave, and the town square. You'll need to create a data structure that will hold the different locations. Okay, so const locations equals an array. And then we're going to add our locations there, I suppose. Before we can begin to build our locations array, though, we will first need to learn about objects. So here's an object. Objects are an important data type. Yes, they are. They're non-primitive. Yeah, so primitive would be just these. Mutable means they can be changed after. All right. Below the cat variable, add a console log cat statement to see the object in the console. Okay, do we have a cat? We don't. Okay, so probably going to be building that in the next challenge. Console.log cat. Wait, no. For now, create a class variable called cat. Whoops. I did not read that part. Const cat equals an empty object. All right, let's check that. Objects are similar to arrays, except instead of using indexes, you can access them using the properties. Yeah, so we would go object.name to get Quincy Larson. As an example, inside cat, key should be name and whiskers. So the cat's name equals whiskers, basically. And then we can go cat.name, and it will give us whiskers. In the property name, the key, so this would be the key, and then this would be a value. You will need to use single double quotes around the name, especially if there's a space in them. Yeah, if it has space in it, then we need quotes around it. If it doesn't have a space, then we don't. Add a new property with a key and number of legs and a value of 4. Okay, so the cat has 4 legs. Yep. Cat has 4 legs. Step number 51. Oh wow, we're about a third of the way through. There are 2 ways to access the properties of an object, dot notation and bracket notation. Dot notation is when we know the name of the property we're trying to access ahead of time. And it's also, yeah, there's some things with those. Here's a sample of using dot notation. Developer.name will give us Jessica. We can also use bracket notation, but update our console statement to access the name property. So cat.name, it will give us whiskers. And if I open up the console, we get whiskers. Step 52, second way to access properties is with bracket notation. So yeah, if there's a space in them, then we have to use bracket notation, because how are you going to do space object dot space name? You can't put a space if there's no quotes around it. So that's why we have to use bracket notation for ones with spaces. Open up the console to see the results. So we're going to grab number of legs now. Number of legs. And we should get what, 4? Yeah, there we get 4. Move on. Later on in the curriculum, we'll need to dive deeper into objects, but for now, we're going to apply this to our role-playing game. Start by deleting cat and console.log. Okay, delete that. Move on. Inside of our locations array, add an object. Okay, so we're gonna grab stuff for store, cave, and town square. Inside the object, add an object. Okay, so we're gonna have an array of objects. Beautiful. Add a key called name equals town square. That should be fine. Let's move on. Okay, object properties are separated by a comma. And add a button text property with the value of an empty array. Oh wow. Okay, so this array is getting kind of complicated, but hopefully we can follow along here. Button text. Oh, and this should be in quotes because it's multi-spaced, multi-word. Button text equals an empty array, like so. And I need a comma here. Step 56, give the empty button text array 3 string elements. Use the 3 strings be assigned to the button inner text properties in the goTown function. Okay, where's their goTown function? What, these ones go to store, go to cave, fight dragon, I'm guessing? That's kind of annoying. Why don't they just give them to me? Go to store, go to cave. Go to store, go to cave, and fight dragon. I think that's correct. Yes, it is. Number 57. Create another property called button functions. Okay. Button functions. And then this one will have another array probably. Yeah. It's going to be the onClick properties of the goTown function. OnClick of goTown. What do we go store, go cave, fight dragon? Go and make sure they're not wrapped in quotes this time. Go store. There we go. That works. Add one final property to the object named text. Okay, yeah. One more property named text here. That's what it wants. And give the property the same string value as the one assigned to, okay, so that would be this one right here. You are in the town square. Let's paste that. That should be fine. Let's move on. Add a second object to locations array. Okay, a second object would be like so. And I'm guessing it will have name, button text, all this stuff, except it's going to be from the goStore function instead. And the name property is going to be set to store. Okay, so let me just copy all of this. We're going to change the name to store. We're going to go down to the goStore function. And I'm just going to copy all this up here so I can see it. And we're just going to start placing things in. So instead of go to store, we're going to move this there. We're going to move go to cave to buy weapon, and go to town square is going to become whatever fight dragon was. Then we have buy weapon, buy health, and go town. Whoops. If you ever mess up, you can do Control Z. And then you enter the store. And then now I can delete this. Just so I could see it. Alright. And that is correct. Awesome. All right, now we can consolidate some of our code. Start by copying the code from inside GoTown inside into our update function, I'm guessing. Then remove all the code inside GoTown and GoStore. We're going to delete and delete. Oh, it feels so good to delete some of our code, especially when it's repetitive like that. Instead of assigning the inner text and on-click properties to specific strings and functions, the update function will use data from the location that is passed into it. First, the data needs to be passed. Okay, so inside GoTown, call the update function. Okay, update. Yeah, so we're calling update, except we're not passing any location information yet. Now it's time to use our update function. So update is up here, and it takes in a location. Pass in our locations array. So our locations array is right here. We're going to actually pass that in, I guess, to our update call. So go update and pass in locations. Since it's a global variable, we can use it here. And I think that's all they want. Yes. Locations array contains 2 locations. So we're going to be passing the first location, and we do that by grabbing index 0. As you can see, it's an array, and the first location is town square, which is GoTown, and that's what we want. We want it to go to town, so we pass in the first object. All right, that should be fine. Yes. Now our update function needs to use the argument we pass into it. All right, so we're passing in this location here. We have name, button text, button functions, and text. And so we're going to be using that here. So I'm guessing we're going to go like location dot button text of 0 or something. Let's see here. Inside the update function, change the value of button.inner text to location button text. Yes. Location button text. Except, yeah, location button text would be this whole array. So we're going to actually have to grab the first one with index 0, like after this. It's going to be something like this, but I guess we're doing that in the next challenge. Let's see. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, button text 0, which would be just buy 10 health, 10 gold. All right, so we're going to change this to 0. And now when we hit go to store, nothing happens, probably because there's a error or something. I don't know. Okay, that yeah, represents the first element. Let's move on. Now update button 2, inner text, and button 3 with the same type of thing. It's going to be this, except 1 and 2 for the index. 1 and 2. Move on. Okay, step 67. Following the same pattern, we're going to change it for the on-click. Okay, so we can grab our location, except if we look at the object, what do we have? Button functions, that's what we need. So yeah, we're going to grab this key instead of button text. And then the value is going to be index 0 for by health. Yeah. Okay, so then we just have to do this for the other ones, index 1 and 2. That should be good for that. And then, ironically, the last one's going to be the most simple. It's just going to be location.name, or location.text, actually. Location.text. And that should get this text of, like, you are in the town square. All right, let's move on. Now update our Go store function to call the update function. And then all we have to do, this is where everything kind of comes together. All we have to do is change the index from a 0 to a 1. And now Everything works exactly the same way as it does before, but now we can add in like way more functions like this, and it'll be way easier. All right, let's see if this stuff works. Looks like that works. We can go back to town square. Go to cave obviously doesn't work because we didn't do that function yet, but it should be very easy in the next challenges. All right, create two more empty functions named fight slime and fight beast. All right, so function fight slime and function fight beast. Let's move on. All right, step 71, we're going to add a third object to our locations array. Right now we only have two. We have the same properties as the two objects, but we're going to change the values for them. Okay, so let's just copy this down, Alt-Shift down for a quick way to do it. The name is going to be cave, looks like. And then our button text is going to be fight slime, fight fang beast, and go to town square. Let me just copy this, and I'll just delete the inners. Fight fang beast, and go to town square. And then the functions are going to be fight slime, fight beast, and go town. Let's change these. Wonderful. And then instead of the text of you enter the store, we're going to be you enter the cave. There we go. Beautiful. Let's check that code, and it works. Now that we have a cave location objects, we can update our goCave function, and we can just do update locations of index 2. It's so easy now. So easy. Let's go. All right, so now we go to cave and everything changes like expected. Now that your store and cave locations are complete, you can code the actions the player takes at these locations. Inside by health, set gold equal to gold minus 10. Okay, awesome. Gold equals minus equals 10. We can do minus equals 10, or we can do gold equals gold minus 10. That's fine too. Yeah, it says to do this, but hopefully this works. Darn it, I have to do it that way. I can't do the shorthand. Gold equals gold minus 10. That should be fine. After the gold is updated, add a line to set health to be health plus 10, like so. There's a shorthand way to add or subtract from a variable called compound assignment. Yeah, so that's the shorthand way. Update both lines to do that. Okay, wonderful. Gold plus equals 10, or minus equals 10, I mean. Should be minus equals. And health is plus equals 10, like so. All right, step 76. Now that we're updating gold and health, we need to display those new values. We can do that with the inner text property of gold text. All right, so we have to set gold, gold text dot inner text equal to the gold, and then same thing with the health. We just have to change gold to health. Health text equals health. That should be fine. Yes, wonderful. What if a player doesn't have enough gold to buy health? Then we need an if statement to check if they have enough gold. Okay, start by placing all the code inside an if statement. Okay. If gold is greater than or equal to 10, then we can do all this stuff. Otherwise, it won't do anything, I believe. Yeah. And that does work. Looks like we're going to add else to it. The else is going to be, okay, nothing right now. We just want to add else. Let's move on. Step 79, inside the else statement, we're going to set the text to inner text. You do not have enough money, so that the user knows why it's not working. Next, inner text equals this string here. Do not have enough gold. Right, use const to create a weapons variable. Const weapons Above your locations array, assign it an empty array. Okay, so now we're going to get a list of weapons. Just like a locations array, it will hold objects. Okay, so inside of this array, we need an object. The first of which, oh, we need 4 of them, each with 2 properties, name and power. So we need name. The name will be stick for the first one, and then power. The power is going to be 5. The stick has a power of 5. Okay, cool. And then, oh, this project is actually really cool, especially for a beginner project. Like, you learn so much from doing this one. Next one is going to be dagger with a power of 30. Next is claw hammer. Whoa, claw hammer of 50. And a sword. Sword is the most powerful of 100 power. Geez, the stick really sucks. Geez. All right, inside of a by weapon function, add an if statement to check if gold is greater than or equal to 30. Okay. If it is, make sure, wait, set gold equal to 30 less than its current value. Okay, yeah. So we're going to go gold minus equal 30. Value of current weapon index variable corresponds to index in the weapons array. Oh, yes, okay. The player starts with a stick. Since current weapon index starts at 0, and weapon 0 is a stick weapon, in the by weapon function, use compound assignment to add 1 to current weapon index. Oh, okay. The user is buying the next weapon. Yeah. Okay, so current weapon index. Wait, plus equals 1 or plus plus? Is that what they want? Let me check. You should use compound assignment. Okay, just plus. Okay, instead of plus plus, we need plus equals 1. Like so. I think that's right. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and now they want me to do the shorthand operator. Come on, man. Plus plus. Now update the gold text element to display the new value of gold. Oh yeah, okay, so the new value of gold we would do with this gold text to inner text. Let's paste that and update the text to inner text to be you now have a new weapon. Paste that in. That works. All right, you should tell the player what weapon they bought. Use let to initialize a new variable called new weapon. Let new weapon. Set this equal to weapons. I'm guessing we're going to grab the index, and the index is going to be the current weapon index. I'm fairly certain of that. Yeah, yeah. Current weapon index. There we go. Let's move on. It's an object. We need dot notation to grab the name. So we do that after we get the index because it's an object and we grab the name. There we go. And the name would be what, like a dagger in this case? All right. We learned how to work with the concatenation operators. Update the string. Okay, so instead of you have a new weapon, you now have a, and now we need a plus new weapon. And there we go. And then we need a period at the end, unfortunately. And also space. Wait, no space. Should be good. Yes. Back at the beginning of this project, we created the inventory array. Add the new weapon to the end of the inventory array using push. Okay. New weapon, wait. Inventory.push. Uh-huh. Inventory, that would make sense. Inventory.push our new weapon. There we go. Should be good. There we go. Up until now, anytime text that enter text was updated, the old text was erased. This time use plus equals to add text to the end of it. Right, add the string in the inventory you have, and then include the spaces at the beginning. Okay. Add the string. So text dot inner text plus equals this. All right. I think that's what they want for this one. Yes. At the end of the second, text dot inner text. Use concatenate to add the contents and inventory to the string. Plus inventory content. Oh, it's not going to work exactly like we want yet. Add an else statement to your buy weapon function. Or maybe it will. I don't know. Else statement. Okay. Else. Set that text to enter text to be this instead. Okay. You do not have enough money, enough gold to buy the next weapon. Text to enter text. Let's paste that in. Step 95, once a player has the best weapon, they cannot buy another one. So we need to wrap all the code in your buy weapon function inside another if statement. Okay, so if they already have the if current weapon index is less than 3, because that's the last weapon, then we can do all this stuff. Otherwise, it won't do anything. Okay, there we go. Wrap that all up inside that if statement. Arrays have a length property. Okay, change the if condition to check if current weapon index is less than the length of the weapon's array. Okay, yeah. So that's not hard-coded. All right, so weapons dot length. Like so. There we go. That should be fine. Now it's time to test your buy weapon function. Right now the gold amount is set to 50, but to properly see the results, we need to update the gold amount to be 250. All right, to test your buy weapon function, open up the console, then click on the Go to Store button, followed by Buy Weapon 3 times. All right, buy weapon, buy weapon, buy weapon. Now we have stick, dagger, claw, hammer, sword. And then now it says we have a type error. Okay, so we're probably going to address that here. Should have seen an error. It's due to the condition in the buy weapons function. It's because we have to do weapons.length -1. Yeah, because weapons.length is 4, but we had 3 there. So it should still be 3. So buy weapons.length -3 should be correct. Now we shouldn't see the error. So go to store, buy weapon, and if I keep on clicking it, nothing happens, because if it doesn't pass this if statement, then it doesn't do anything. Okay, let's continue. I had to take a little break there. All right. If the player has purchased all the weapons in the inventory, the player should not be able to purchase any more in the message, and a message should be displayed. All right. Add an else statement to our if. Yes, of course. And we need to set the inner text to be you already have the most powerful weapon. All right, so we need else text to inner text equals you already have the most powerful weapon. Let's check that, and it works. Wonderful. Step 100, the big 100. Now that you have finished testing, you can set gold variable back to 50. Okay. Let's move on. Once a player has the most powerful weapon, you give them the ability to sell their old weapons. In the outer else statement, set button 2 to inner text to sell weapon for 15 gold. Okay. in the outer else. Okay, so this one. Button 2 dot enter text equals what, sell weapon for 15 gold. Yeah. What else do we have to do? It says also set button 2 dot on click to the function name sell weapon. Okay. Button 2 dot on click equals sell weapon. That should be fine. Let's move on. Create a function called sell weapon, of course. Sell weapon. Player should not be able to sell their only weapon. Add an if statement. If the inventory array dot length is greater than 1, then we can do stuff. Yep, okay. Set gold equal to 15. Gold equals 15 more than its current, so gold plus equals 15. Also update gold text to inner text. Gold text dot inner text equals gold. Wonderful. Next step is to create a variable called current weapon. Okay. Let current weapon, don't assign a value to it. You learned how to work with the shift method to remove the first elements. Okay. Use the shift method to take the first element from the inventory and assign it. Okay, so we're going to do let current weapon equal inventory dot shift. We're going to take that off, put it into current weapon, and then do stuff with it. Use the concatenation operator to say you sold a. Okay, so we need text to enter text, of course, to be you sold a plus current weapon, and make sure to add a period at the end. Now use plus equal to add the string in your inventory. Okay. Text dot inner text plus equals in your inventory and contents of inventory. Okay. Let's grab that plus inventory. Yeah, should be right. Yes. Use an else statement to run when it's not more than 1 and it says don't sell your only weapon. Okay. Text inner text equals don't sell your only weapon. Step 110. Now you can start the code to fight monsters. Let's go. Keep your code organized. Your fight dragon function has been moved for you to be near the other fight functions. Okay, so below our weapons array, find a monsters variable. All right. Const monsters. Is that fine? Yeah, const monsters equals assign it an array, and it's going to have an object in it. I'm guessing 3 objects, each with a name and level. Name and level and health. Name should be slime. Level is 2, and its health equal 15. And then we can copy this a couple times. The next one will have a name of Fanged Beast. Ooh. Fanged Beast. 8 and 60. And then Dragon 20 and 300. Dragon these nuts on. Yo, face. Level 20, health 300. All right, let's move on. Fighting each type of monster will use similar logic to create an empty function called goFight. Function goFight. Yes, okay. In your fight slime function, set fighting equal to 0. Let fighting equal to 0, the index of slime. Remember that you already declared fighting, so you don't need let or const here. Oh, whoops. Ah, I've already declared that. On the next line, call goFight function. Go fight. Not faux fight, go fight. Like so. Let's move on. I'm guessing we have to pass stuff in. Alright, following the same pattern as fight slime. We have to do the same thing. Okay, fighting and go fight. Fighting. We need index 1 for fighting beast, and fighting dragon is fighting 2. Alright, beautiful. At the end of our code, create 2 empty functions named attack and dodge. Function attack. Function dodge. Let's move on. Add a new object to the end of locations array. Okay, so we need another location. This location is going to be name of fight, all this stuff here. Okay, let me copy this down. Add a comma. Let me copy this so I can read it without having to scroll. Set name to fight. Button text to an array with attack, dodge, and run. Attack, dodge, and run. Okay, it's kind of like Pokemon. Except we can't dodge in Pokemon, can we? Button functions, attack, dodge, and go town. Attack, dodge, go town. And text, you are fighting a monster. Place that there. I can get rid of this comment. Let's check. That's correct. In the goFight function, call your update function. Okay, update with the 4th object in locations. So we need locations of index 3. Below your update call, set the monster health. Okay, monster health to be the health of the current monster equals, how do I do that? Monsters fighting with dot notation. Monsters, the one that I'm fighting, it's health, so dot health, like so. I believe that works. So we have our monsters. Where's our monsters? Okay, monsters, and then we have our health. So monsters index and then dot health should be fine. Let's see. That is correct. Awesome. Okay. Okay, when the player clicks Fight Dragon, we should display its health. So we need to figure out how to do that. The style property and display property is used. Okay, so remember we did display none on something, so I'm guessing we're gonna re-display it. So display the monster stats element by updating display property of the style property to block. Okay, so display monster stats. Okay, so we have monster stats already, right? So monster stats dot style dot display equals block. And I think that should work. When we hit fight dragon, yeah, there we go. Now it shows up. Let's move on. Now we need to update the text of our current monster's name and health. So start by assigning monsters.fighting name to the inner text property. So copy this to be the inner text. Oh, assigning this to the inner text. Okay, so monster name. Monster name. Okay. Monster name dot inner text equals the monster's name. Okay. And also assign monster health inner text to the monster health text. Okay, so monster health that inner text equals monster health text. Is that right? I feel like it's not right. Inner text property. Okay, I think I have to do this. I don't know why they didn't tell me that, but that's fine. That health. I think this is fine, right? Okay, it's monster health text, right? It's gotta be. There we go. Yeah, monster health text dot inner text equals monsters health. Now we can build the attack function. Okay, here we go. First, update the text message to say, so text.inner text equals the monster name attacks the, and now we need a plus with the name of the monster. So the name, we would do this monster that we're fighting plus space attacks. Okay, there we go. Should be good. On a new line, use the addition operator to add the string. Okay, so text.inner text plus equals. You attack it with your, and then we need our current weapon. So plus, how do we get the current weapon? Is it like, do we just call it current weapon? Let's see here. Do we have weapon here? I don't think so. So how do we grab current weapon? I'm just gonna do weapon, see what happens. That's probably not right though. I need a space at the end as well, or a period. Oh, here we go. Awesome, gives me that. Weapons, current weapon index, dot name. Should be fine. There we go. Step 122, set health to equal health minus monster level. Set health. Is it text? Wait, no, health dot inner text equal to health minus the monster's level. Monsters fighting that level. Okay. Let me grab that. Is this right? No, no. I need health here, and then we're gonna change the health text. No? Alright, okay. I should use minus equal. There we go. Set monster health to monster health minus the power of the player's current weapon. Monster health. Monster health minus equal the power of the player's current weapon. Yeah, we can grab that with this. Thank you for that, FreeCodeCamp. I appreciate it. Space that. Check our code. It works. The math operator contains static properties to do math. Okay, one of them is math.random. It generates a random number between 0 and 1. And then to get a range, we can just do times 5 plus 1 with math.floor. Following this pattern, use the addition operator, add a random number between 1 and the value of xp. Okay. Okay, so under here, use the addition operator to add a random number between 1 and the value of xp. Oh my god, this is actually kind of hard. Math.floor, math.random between 1 and the value of the xp. So the value of our xp, where's the xp? It'd be like monsterfighting.xp, monstersfighting.xp, and then plus 1. And we just have to add it to this. So do something like that, and then make it on one line. I think that's right. No! Math.random by the value of xp. Oh, what is it? What is xp? Monsters. Oh, XP is at the top. Oh, okay. So it's not the monster's XP. I was thinking that the monster gives XP, but it's our XP instead. Okay. There we go. Update health text.inner text. Okay. Health text.inner text. And that to equal health and monster health. Okay. Okay, so just update our display. It's pretty easy. Monster health. Okay, let's move on. Add an if statement to check if health is less than or equal to 0. If it is, call the lose function. If health is less than or equal to 0, then we lose. Lose? Then we lose? No. You can make an else statement. Okay, yeah, we know. At the end of your if statement, add an else if to check if monster health is less than or equal to 0. Else if monster health is less than or equal to 0. Then call the defeat monster function. Defeat the monster. Wonderful. It's all good. At the end of your code, create a defeat monster and lose functions. Function defeat monster. Function lose. Leave them empty for now. Inside dodge function, set inner text. Text.inner text equal to the string you dodge the attack from the current monster. What is the current monster? Every time, man. Put the name of the monster using the name property. It's like, okay, where is it? Monster fighting, name. Monsters fighting name. I think that's all they need from that one. Yes. Let's go. Defeat monster. We need to set the gold. Okay, so gold plus equal gold. I know. Set gold equal to gold plus the monster's level plus the monster's level times 6.7. Okay. 6.7 is oddly specific. Times 6.7. Okay. Use math.floor to round the results down. Of this, I'm guessing. Math.floor. And just make sure that this becomes a whole number. Monsters fighting level times 6.7 to gold. Oh, no. I see. I don't need gold here. What am I doing? That should be fine. There we go. Set XP to XP plus the monster's level. Okay, so XP plus equals the monster's level. So monster, okay. So just bring this here. Should be good. It is. We are on step 132 now. And now we need to update the gold text and XP text to display the updated values. Okay, so can I grab that somewhere? Health text. I can grab the health. I know I need XP. Darn it. Gold text, the inner text equals gold text. Right, gold, I mean. And XP text. The inner text equal to text. Not text, XP. Brain fart. Step 133, finish the defeat monster function by calling the update function. Update with the locations of 4 passed into it. Let's move on. Your locations array doesn't have a 5th element, so locations 4 doesn't work, so we have to add 1. Set name to kill monster. Okay, so let me grab this so I can know what I need to add. Let me comment this out. Copy this down. And then change this from fight to kill monster. Set button text to go to town square. With 3 go to town square function strings. Oh, okay, so you can only go to town square. Is that it? And only go town variables, okay. So you just need 3 of these as well. And then we need to do the monster describes arg as it dies. You gain experience points and find gold. Yeah, that should be good. Let's move on. Oh, the word arg should have quotes around it, so we have to escape quotes. Yeah. And change the double quotes around the string the monster scream to single quotes. Oh, I can also do it this way, yeah. So if I change these to single quotes, then I can use double quotes inside of the string and it will actually show up. Let's move on. After monsters defeated, the monster stat box should no longer display. On the first line of the update function, we have to change the display back to none. Okay, so monster stats dot style dot display equals none as a string. That should be right. Let's check that. It is correct. In the lose function, call the update function and pass in the 6th object. What the? We're adding another one. Locations of 5. And we haven't created this object quite yet. At the end of our code, create a restart function. Function restart. This restart function will set our XP to 0. It will set our health back to 100. It'll set our gold back to 50. And our current weapon index back to 0. It'll set our inventory to be just a stick. I probably could have just like copy and pasted this from the top, but whatever. Also update inner text, gold text, health text, XP text to the current values. Finally call the gotown function. Okay, so gold text dot inner text equals gold. We have our health and our XP. And then finally call gotown. Gotown should be good for this function. Yes, it is. In the locations array, add another object. Of course, of course. This time, actually, let me just grab this again. This time, instead of kill monster, we need lose. Set button text to replay on all of them. Yeah, okay. Replay. Replay 3 times. Set button functions to array with 3 restart variables, which we'll call our restart function. And then set text to you die with this. Okay, and that should display like a weird symbol. It's an emoticon. Okay. Back to your attack function. Inside the else if, create another if and else statement. If the player is fighting the dragon, call the win game function. Okay. If else, if the player is fighting the dragon, fighting would be 2. If monster fighting, well, if fighting equals 2, then call win game. Win game. Move the defeat monster to the else block. Okay, so if we're fighting the dragon, then win the game. Otherwise, just defeat monster. In order for this emoticon to display properly, we can do this. Okay, in the update function, call text.inner text to text.inner HTML. Oh, okay. So we are in the update function, I'm guessing, yeah. So instead of inner text, it has to be inner HTML, and then it will display properly. Okay. After the lose function, create a function called winGame. Function winGame. Inside the winGame function, call the update function. Pass in locations of 6. Okay. Okay, add another object in our locations array. Everything should be the same as lose object, except the name should be win. Okay, so let's copy this down. Name should be win instead of lose. And the text should be you defeated the dragon. Alright. You win the game. Okay, cool. Step 144, while your game is feature complete at this stage, there are things you can do to make it more fun and engaging. To get started, you'll give monsters a dynamic attack value. Oh, so we're gambling now. Inside your attack function, change your health to minus equals get monster attack value dot level. Okay, so where's their health? Okay, right here. We're gonna change this to that. And passes the level. Okay, yeah, but I don't think we have that function yet. Yeah, here we go. Here's this function, get monster at value. Should take level as a parameter. And it's empty right now. The attack of the monster will be based on the monster's level. Okay, so what's the equation here? We need a hit equal to this, okay. So we're going to say const hit equals level times 5, math.floor, math.random times xp. And then we probably return hit or no? Not at this point. Log the value of hit, console.log hit. Okay, let's see. Fight, attack. If I hit console, my health is going down by what, 6 every time? So I don't think it's working quite yet. Oh, obviously, but it should be logging. Okay, I don't know. In the previous project, you learned how to work with the return keyword to return a value from a function like this. Yep. Use the return to return hit at the end of the function. Return hit, of course. And now it should be working correctly, so if I get attacked, I died already? What the hell? Jesus. Oh my god. How much damage does it do? Sheesh. If you play the game, you might notice a bug. If your XP is high enough, the get monster will return a negative number. Oh. Okay, we can fix this issue by using a ternary operator. Yep. Ternary is the syntax with a question mark and a colon instead of if else. It's basically an if else statement, but it's a one-liner, so it's much cooler looking. Here's an example of returning a value using if else, and it can be changed into this. It's equivalent. If get monster attack value are in this function, change return hit to a ternary operator. Okay, change this to ternary. If hit is greater than 0, if hit is greater than 0, then return 0. Then return hit, otherwise return 0. Yeah. So if it is greater than 0, then return the hit. If it's not, then just return 0. Okay. So now if I fight Dragon, yeah, I still died. What the hell? In your attack function, find the line of code that updates the monster health variable. In our attack function, find the line of code that updates the monster health. This one, monster health variable, right here. And place it within an if block with a condition that calls the isMonsterHit function. Okay, so if isMonsterHit function, and wrap this inside of there. Okay, that should be good. Add an else statement to the first if statement. Add an else statement to the first if statement. Else if it's not hit. Inside of your attack function, yeah. Use the plus equal operator to add the text you miss. Okay, so text that enter text plus equals you miss. Okay, should be good. Yes. Okay. Step 152. Now create the isMonsterHit function. Function isMonsterHit. This will return a Boolean value to be used in your if statement. Return the result of the comparison. Okay. Return math.random is greater than 2. So you have an 80% chance of hitting. Is that correct? The player should hit if either math.random is greater than 0.2 or if the player's health is less than 20. At the end of your return statement, use the logical or operator. Yep, okay. Or the health is less than 20. Okay. So you'll always hit if your health is less than 20. On every attack, there should be a chance that the player's weapon breaks. Okay. At the end of the attack function, add an empty if statement. Okay. An empty if statement that checks math.random of 0.1. Okay, so it has a 10% chance of breaking your weapon. Okay, use the plus equal operator to add your weapon breaks with the space in front of your. Okay. Let me grab this. Text.enter text instead of our if statement. Text.enter text plus equal your weapon breaks. Place weapon using inventory.pop. Inventory.pop. We have to make sure to put this in between pluses. Something like that. Yeah, it will remove the last item and it will return it so it appears as a string. Okay, let's move on. Remember that the increment operator can be used to increase a variable's value by 1. Decrement can decrease it by 1. Decrement the value of current weapon index in your if statement. Okay. Current weapon index minus minus. There we go. We don't want a player's only weapon to break. The logical and operative checks of 2 statements are true. Yep. Okay, so use it to add a second condition. The player's weapon should only break if inventory length does not equal 1. Okay. And inventory length does not equal 1. And inventory.length does not equal 1. Then it shouldn't break. Okay. Something like that. Now you can add a small Easter egg to your game. Create a new function called Easter egg. Function Easter egg, which calls the update function with location of 7. Oh my god. Locations of 7. Okay. I suppose this is kind of the main thing, is the buttons at the top. So create an empty pick function. Function pick with a parameter named guess. Parameter of guess. Okay. Wonderful. Create 2 new functions named pick2 and pick8. Function pick2 and function pick8. Inside each of those, call the pick function and either pass 2 or 8. Okay. Pick of 2, pick of 8. Okay. Add another object to your locations array. Alrighty. Let me just copy this. The name should be Easter egg. Easter egg. Button text to 2, 8, or go to town square. 2, inside of quotes. 2, 8. And then button functions, pick 2, pick 8, go to town. Pick 2, pick 8, go town. And then the text, you find a secret game. Pick a number above. Okay. Let's go on. Inside pick, use const to initialize a variable named numbers. Const numbers and set it to an empty array. After your numbers array, create a while loop that runs as long as numbers.length is less than 10. Okay, create a while loop. While numbers.length is less than 10. Then do stuff. Okay. Instead of our while loop, push a random number between 0 and 10 to the end of the numbers array. So numbers push, and we can grab this random number with math.floor/math.random. Put that inside those parentheses. Let's move on. After the while loop, set text.innerText to be text.innerText. You picked, here are the random numbers. Okay. You picked some guess, replace some guess with a guess function parameter. Oh, okay. You picked guess, and I need pluses in between here. Here are the random numbers. You picked plus guess string. Wait, what? This isn't right. Oh, wait, what? You picked some guess. I need a period and then a space. There we go. Okay. Punctuation, man. At the end of the string before the final quote. The end of the string before the final quote. Insert the new line escape character \n. At the end of the string. Okay, so I need a \n here. This will add, how's the next part you add to be on a new line? Okay. In the previous project, you learned how to work with for loops. Yeah. For loops. Yeah. Okay. We already did a for loop in this project. Create a for loop where I is initialized to 0. For let I equal 0. I think that we did, maybe not. I less than 10. I plus plus. Inside this for loop, don't do anything yet. Step 168. Oh, we're getting near the end here. What do we have to do inside of here? Use plus equal to add the end of the text.innerText. Text.innerText plus equal the numbers, yeah. Add the numbers of I. Then add a new line plus new line. Okay. Let's go on. The includes method determines if an array contains an element. So in this case, if we did numbers array.includes the number, it would return true because 3 is inside of this array. After a for loop, add an if statement and check if guess is in the numbers array. So if numbers that includes our guess. Then we want to say something else, I think. Inside the if statement, add the string right, you win 20 gold to the end of text.inner text. Text.inner text plus equals right, you win 20 gold. Also add 20 to the value of gold, of course. Okay, gold plus equals 20. And also update gold text. Gold text dot inner text equals 20. Yeah, equals gold, I mean. Like, something's wrong here. There we go. Now add an else statement. Inside add, okay, add an else statement to this if statement, I'm guessing. Add wrong, you lose 10 health to the end of text.inner text. Okay, so let me just copy this line and then copy this string. Paste that here. Subtract 10 from health and update health.inner text. So if you guess wrong, you lose 10 health. Okay. Health minus equals 10. Health text inner text equals health. Okay, should be good. It's lagging a little bit. Refresh. Since you subtracted health from the player, you need to check if the player's health is less than or equal to 0. If so, call the lose function. If health is less than or equal to 0, then we call the lose function. Check the code, move on. Looking at your kill monster object, button functions currently have 3 GoTown variables, yeah. Replace the third one with Easter egg. But do not change the button text. Easter egg. Because it's a hidden feature. Okay. So now we can try this out. Oh, I fought the dragon without even having power. That's why I kept dying. I need to first go to the cave and fight the slime a bunch. Attack. Okay, there we go. I only have 60 health, though, now. Go to town square, go to store. I've got a bunch of gold, though, so I can get my health back. I can also buy a weapon. Right now I have the dagger. So now I go to cave, fight slime again, attack. Go to town square, go to store, get some health back. Go back to town square, go to cave, fight the slime again, attack. Go to town square, go to cave, fight slime, attack, attack. Now I have 32 gold. Go to town square again. Go to cave. Let's fight the slime again. Attack. Okay, I got a bunch of gold. Go to town square. Go to store. I need to buy another weapon. A claw hammer. I can go back to town square, go to the cave, and fight the fanged beast. He's got 60 health. Can I beat him? Oh, that did a lot of damage. He's only got 4 health. Oh, but I died. Dang, he did like 30 damage to me. What the heck, man? I needed more health. Shoot. And now I restart. God dang it. I can't even beat my own game. Well, hopefully you guys can win and beat the dragon. Because apparently I can't. I was rushing too much. I have to fight more slime. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like. The next challenge that we're doing is learn basic debugging by building a random background color changer. It only has 8 challenges, so it should be a shorter video. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like and leave a comment if anything was confusing. I'll try and help, and I'll see you later. Peace out. Bye.